I ask medical students who rotate with us every week when I round, how many of them use ChatGPT? And the answers are disappointing, but over the last couple of weeks, they became more the way I wanted. So I want to ask you, who's using ChatGPT on a daily basis? Like today and yesterday, you used ChatGPT. Raise your hand. So from here is, I think, 15% or 20%. That's not good. Some of you may think that ChatGPT is, I may need hours to talk about ChatGPT and how it came to existence. Some of you think about it as an advanced Google. This is totally wrong. In a recent study, very fresh, really, published in Nature, they correlated the electricity in the neural network. They froze the neural network after giving it certain words and correlated with brain functional MRI images after saying the same words. In 70% of cases, there's correlation between how the neural network of ChatGPT think or process the words and the human brain. These things are not search engines. These things are smart, they understand, and some of you may have all kinds of philosophical questions and problems. أنا بدي أحكي آية وما حدا يزعل يعني، بس بجوز في ناس بياخذوا الآيات، بس really في آية بالقرآن وقالوا لجلودهم لما شهدتم علينا قالوا أنطقنا الله الذي أنطق كل شيء. The ability to talk and think like humans is no more as complicated as we thought. We know ants will birds talk like humans. Machines do think and talk like humans. Don't be shy of ChatGPT and don't underestimate its power. So first, we set the stage. There's a science now called prompt engineering. The way you ask ChatGPT, put the stage for your future questions is very important. By the way, all of this is done on 3.5, but for those who can afford $20 a month, go for ChatGPT 4. This is really good, and it will take you to the next level. I know for students this will be very, very expensive, but believe me, $20 a month is a cheap price for ChatGPT 4. Anyway, so you are a professional data scientist. I will ask you questions to which you will find answers, including data for analysis. If you have questions or need clarification, please ask me before replying. Are you ready? So it's important. I mean, this is an art of putting the prompt. You ask it to ask for clarification. Sometimes this will save you lots of time. Can you generate a random sample of tabular data of 50 patients with lung cancer with data about age, sex, stage, smoking status, molecular stratification, ICDO, histologic type, surgery done, margins of risk, the volume of tumor, vital status, duration of follow-up, relapse, duration to relapse or last follow-up? Before you generate the data, explain how you will do it. So you can do this. By the way, all these prompts and the presentation will be given to you at the end of the talk, so don't worry. So before I show you the data that it was generated, I will just quickly tell you what's data science. It includes all of these, and I asked ChatGPT to explain to healthcare professionals in tabular form what data science is. So you have data collection. Now, most of our data, by the way, is not structured. It's in our medical notes and radiology notes, pathology notes. All of this can be easily converted to structured data. Data cleaning. This is what was just mentioned before by Dr. Hamza. So data cleaning, removing duplicates, handling not available data. You should have a strategy and mention it in your methods. Having consistency. أكبر مشكلة بنواجهها. Really, I clean so much data and I know what I'm talking about. Dates. عندنا مشكلة كبيرة بالdates. People collect month, day, then year. Some people can day, month, year. A year can be 2 digits, 4 digits. This can lead to so many problems. Okay, data exploration, just to know what data you have, and between data cleaning and data exploration, there's a cycle. You keep going back and forth. Data visualization, this is an art. It will affect how your paper will be published. Statistical analysis, you should have basic knowledge of statistics, and then data science will take you to machine learning. And this became easier and easier. I'll show you by the end, if we have time, how you can do machine learning just by asking ChatGPT to provide you with the code. Model evaluation, data integration. The moment you have Real power in manipulating data is when you can combine two data sets. Like at KCC, if you have the cancer registry and data extracted from our medical records for vital signs, imagine what you can do with this data, but only if you know how to link those data. So this is what data science is about. And then dealing with big data. And by the way, big data definition is moving every day. So now with very powerful tools like Excel or Google data sheets, what used to be big is no more big. So this is a moving target. So this is the data that was generated, and I have it on an Excel, which also will be provided to you. I made some changes. If you see, I made some changes here. I took some values from here and there. And then what I did, and I wish I can show you this, but we don't have time, I just copied the data from Excel and dumped it in ChatGPT and ask it, check if this data is clean. You may ask me for any clarification. So he said, I have a few issues with the data provided that need clarification or correction. Patient ID 12, age is 610, which is unrealistic. Please clarify the correct age. Patient ID 4, age is missing. Age ID 5, 6 is missing. ID 6, the surgery done field is empty. Please clarify whether surgery was done. Volume of tumor 700, which seems to be unusually high. 5 and 20 vital status is written as lowercase. So this is another data cleaning strategy. You should have all your data written in upper or lowercase, because the machines look at alive with small letter different from alive with capital letter. ChatGPT can draw, still very primitive though. I asked ChatGPT to tell us a little bit about R. I gave it the information, and I asked it to draw an SVG drawing, which was saved to an HTML. Just open a text file, take the code, save it as HTML, and open the file, and you will see visualization. This is good if you want to draw something, or you use TIKZ, T-I-K-Z, which is German word for scientific diagrams. It draws very well in TIKZ. Okay, how to get the data in R? It tells you exactly, it gives you the code, you open the R program, and it tells you you import the data from CSV file. This is a format similar to Excel, but does not have the formatting, so it's a little bit smaller, and it's better to handle the dates, because dates are painful. And then how can I check the structure of this data? It gives you the code structure of lung data. So we imported the data here to a variable, we call it lung data. So this is called the data frame that has all the data in the Excel sheet. And then we check the structure of the data. The structure of the data will be provided. So I copy this. This is what R will give us. We copy this and we tell ChatGPT, this is the structure of the lung data. Can you suggest a code to clean it using tidyverse with adequate commenting? Ask me how to clean the data before you proceed. Anyway, it proceeded and gave us the full code to clean the data. It made some suggestions. I don't want to lie, some of this may need little unbugging. So if you copy this and paste it in R, you may get some problems, especially with the ChatGPT 3.5. You copy the error message and put it back to ChatGPT, it will say, I apologize, I made a mistake, fix the code in this way. Amazing, really amazing. So this is the data cleaned. It goes through the data one by one. It takes the outliers. If the age is less than 18 or more than 20, make it in A. If the volume is more than 50, make it in A. Well, for the 6, if you know what you're doing, this is a male, for example, the data here will be, if the data is in A, make it male. Replace the 21 in the smoking status by current smoker. You need to go over this and make sure that it's doing what you want it to do. But I always like to do data cleaning by code, because you want to go back and reproduce your data. It's not a good practice. When you have the raw data, don't touch it. You don't need to, you should not touch it. This is sacred data. You should not make any change. Any change that you make, you should draw exactly what you did and how you did it. So I asked Chat, can you generate code to do explanatory analysis using ggplot, which is grammar of graphics package of R. It's a very advanced package. And the ggplot is used for most visualization images you see in publications, even for journalism, is done today using ggplot. Very advanced. So this is a histogram. It starts with the ggplot. This is the data, and the X is age, and then draw a histogram. The labels for the X is age, and for the Y is count, and the title is distribution of age. This is a histogram. This is a box plot. Again, this is the data. X is stage, Y is volume of the tumor, and this is a box plot, and again, the labels. This is a scatter plot, so it's a GM point. And then we have another scatter plot, but here the color of the points is 6. As you see, the color is 6. And then this is a density plot for age distribution of smokers versus non-smokers. The data is random, so don't quote me on this. And this is a bar plot of different stages. Again, the same way it was done before. Here, I asked ChatGPT, can you provide a scatter plot for age distribution and volume distribution, making the colors of the points according to histology with a regression line, and print the p-value of regression model on the top right corner. This is the code provided by ChatGPT, and this is the line with the p-value here. The model summary is where the p-value is hiding somewhere here. So the age, this is the p-value. Sure, this is a different model. I was copying this, I was playing with it. But anyway, this model, as you can see, for most of you, do not understand what this model is about, right? Who knows how to interpret this? A little bit complicated. You copy this, you paste it to ChatGPT and ask it, please tell me how to interpret. Can you explain this for me? You put this and you get really full explanation. It's a great tool, not only for research, but for learning statistics, learning data science, learning how to do research, learning everything. This is amazing. Suggest tables and figures that you can get from these data. One of our problems, and personally, I have so many projects I started did not finish because of mental block. You have the data, you have the idea, but you stop at one point because you need a push. ChatGPT can give you this push. Ask questions, don't be shy to ask. This is your best friend. So far, somehow. Suggest a code to show a Kaplan-Meier curve that shows event-free survival of males versus females. This is the code. This is what R makes, and again, soon ChatGPT will be able to do this without the help of an R interpreter. Okay, so this is survival package, serve miner to draw the curves. The data is here. You take only patients, you exclude patients with no sex, and then you have this survival object, which is the duration of follow-up and events. And then you build the Kaplan-Meier models using self-fit of survival object according to sex with the data, lung data, gender, which was extracted here. And then you draw the plot using the function ggserve plot. This takes a long time to learn. We educate data science over 6 weeks, 2 hours per week, with lots of homework to learn. But here, you do it on the fly. So if you want to learn something new, it's time to do it, really. Learning now is fun. You don't need anybody to teach you. Explain in simple terms using short bullets, Kaplan-Meier curves. Here it is. So Kaplan-Meier is a way to estimate survival. This is very commonly used in cancer research because we really care how long patients live. That's why we treat patients, right? Okay, so use the function table summary. This is a great function from the GT summary package. I give you this because I have the experience and I know the packages. So this is a great package to build table 1. So this is table 1. Look how beautiful it is. Professional. It's ready to be pasted in your publication. Table summary from the lung data clean that we cleaned. It specifies how the data will be interpreted and how the continuous data will be represented with mean, the standard deviation between here like this. Mean and standard deviation between brackets, and do not show the missing data. Well, you play with this over and over and you will learn all the tricks. So this is table 1, and this is table 2. Here, I tell it, create table 2 to compare males and females using table summary function of the GT summary and include the overall column and a p-value column using Wilcoxon test for numeric variables and chi-square test for categorical variables. I wish I had time to explain this, but this is Self-explanatory, and GPT will tell you exactly what Wilcoxon test is and what chi-square test is, and then you can apply it to yourself. So this is table 2. What we do, I mean, how are we going to interpret this? I know this is very difficult. You have the table. How you are going to write this in your paper? You're going to explain this in your paper? So you copy this, you paste it in ChatGPT and ask it, I will provide you with table 2. Please provide text description of the table. And this is the description. Amazing. This is ChatGPT 3, by the way, and this is GPT 4. I don't have time to read it. It's beautiful. Really, it's beautiful. Is this legal? Is it okay? Is it going to be discovered by software that detect AI-generated text? Things are getting more and more difficult. These models are trained to generate a human-like text. So I took the text and used an online AI detector, and it's 99% human-generated. It's a human-generated because this is the data that you generated, and this is the interpretation that you ordered. So in ways, this is really human-generated, but the text definitely is not human-generated. One of our biggest problems for publishing our work, by the way, is the language barrier. I know so many good research projects that were not published because of language. We can overcome this easily. Can you explain using simple language in a table the different types of models that can be used for predicting outcomes with examples? So I mean here classical artificial intelligence models. You know, the transformers, which is the T for ChatGPT, is built on neural networks. So this is advanced. This needs advanced programming. But for the classical AI models that starts with regression, really, things are not that difficult. I mean, this is something that we really should start educating medical students to do. And by the way, I mean, I know many of you are decision makers in universities. It's time to stop educating medical students to use abstract statistics. I mean, nobody cares how, I don't really care what is behind many of these statistics, because I'm not a biostatistician, really. I'm a researcher who wants to use these tools. We should focus on using these tools. ChatGPT and the ways to use ChatGPT should be immediately included in our curriculum. Okay, so how do you calculate the sample size if you run a clinical trial where you know the power, significance, and difference in hazard ratio using Cox regression model, for example? So I give this order, I get a code, I post the code on R, and get this beautiful application that, I have 2 minutes, great. So, and then I can publish this easily. In 1 minute, you have an idea converted to a website. I did not like this, so I asked ChatGPT 4 actually to make the application more visually appealing with sliders for data entry and explanations of variables, and also add hashtags and explanatory comments to the code. This is the link of the code. So this is online, you can use it. Took me 1 minute to make this. This will take days of people, of researchers, scientists, and programmers to make. It takes 1 minute now. Okay, these are the prompts, all the prompts that I used, so you can use them. This is a QR code you can scan if you want to get access to all the data, the presentation, prompts, everything that I showed you. And also, you can leave me your email, so in the future, if we have something new, I can share with you. Thank you.